We're live. Welcome to Protea Live. My name is Zane Stevens. I'm the founder of Protea Financial. Protea Financial. One of you guys has seen that shirt for a while. Um, you know, I like swag, showing off my name a little bit. Previously, I would do shirts like this. I like to give people stuff that they could wear and not worry about a name, but felt like I needed a few with the name Protea Financial on. So got some done. A little bit of color, look a little bit fancy. Maybe I'll wear them out to QuickBooks Connect in a couple of weeks. And QuickBooks Connect is a time that I enjoy, and I wouldn't say really for the lectures or the presentations. Though I do go to them, there's a lot of good learning to be had and learn some new things and get to see some really smart speakers talk. Apparently, I'm not good enough to be a speaker at QuickBooks Connect, but maybe in the future, maybe they will appreciate me one day. I seem to sort of wave their flag. QuickBooks is what we use, and that's all great. But obviously, the two main reasons I like going to QuickBooks Connect, one is connecting with people, and two is to look at technology. And if you've been paying attention, the next 2 weeks, we're going to be talking technology and sort of what we use at Protea. If you look over to our other series called the Protea Collab, which is a series with myself and Tony Wilson, we just been releasing a few series now where we spoke about different decision-making processes within the technology space. One of the key portions is understanding who you are as a firm and what you're trying to achieve, and then picking software that best works to meet those goals. And what I wanted to do is just today, and this is probably maybe the more boring of the two topics. I know a lot of people will be excited to talk about the topic we discuss next week, which is what software we recommend to use with our client. What's our base software that we work to interact with our clients. But this week, I wanted to sort of talk to a lot of you firm owners, accounting business owners out there and go, hey, at Protea, we've been doing this for nearly 10 years, 9 3/4 or whatever it is. March, we'll be hitting 10 years. We're pretty big, 39 people, over 150 clients, and we need some technology to allow us to operate on a daily basis. And I wanted to just sort of share some of them. I'm just going to throw some ideas out there, and you guys can sort of see it. I try to be as inclusive as possible and get everything we do. I'm sure there's stuff I'm going to miss. I don't really touch on social media, but if you want to know, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. That's the social media we're on. We have a blog post, on our website, which is obviously a hosted website. So there's technology behind there, but I have people that deal with that. That's not something I deal with on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to focus more on the stuff that we use on a daily basis within our business. I guess the number one thing to start with is sort of just our tech stack. Is we are people that use PCs, laptops. I have a HP with an Intel Core i7. I don't know what it is. It's got, some good stuff going on here. 17 inches. I like a big computer. I don't have a second screen. You can see some monitors over there in the background. They're always there. I don't use them. I've sort of got to this habit where I just use one. There was a funny table, I think. Can't remember who put it out there, but it's the not so smart and the very smart don't use the one. And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably neither of those, or I'm just in the crazy spectrum, I guess. But I don't use two screens. But we use Microsoft 365 to where our email is hosted, and then we use Excel, Word, all the traditional Microsoft tools. We'll use Google Sheets with some of our clients, but I've spoken to this about before. The wine industry is a little bit slower on introduction of technology. So we're very much focused on the true Microsoft products rather than going the Sheets version at this point. We'll definitely move that way, and there's more clients that will have it. We're not closed off to it, but at the moment, just using the pure Office programs is much better for us. From a pure company, we are a company, so we have our own set of books. We use QuickBooks Online. It's also our number one client software we use because most of our clients are on QuickBooks Online. It's around 65% of our clients use QuickBooks Online. So big proponent of it. Don't know why you hate me, QuickBooks. We do keep timesheets internally, and we use an Intuit program there as well. We use QuickBooks Time. We've been using it for a long time. whatever it was called before Insured purchased it. We've used it, and I'm sure there'll be some haters. You still track time? Yes, we still track time. We still bill by the hour. We find it because we're doing a lot of bookkeeping services, and we have a lot of seasonality in our clients. Hourly works a lot better for them than having to pay this big fixed fee every single month. I would say our number one piece of software outside of obviously our email servers is our practice management software. And I've spoken about this quite extensively, but if you are running an accounting business, you need some piece of software that can help you plan what needs to be done by who. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be an accounting specific piece of software. Many people get away with various different versions of software. For instance, Asana, that there's no problem with that. But we are on the larger side. We make a decision, and we love our practice management software. We've been using it for a really long time. We're early adopters of it. I think they're doing great work, and our practice management software is Carbon. Honestly, Carbon is the number one tool that keeps this business going. Without Carbon, we would not be successful. It is not just a place to receive our emails. It is a place to plan our days with to-do lists. It keeps track of all the history of our clients because we can tag it to timelines. And most importantly, it becomes a very important tool within our communication stack to be able to talk to each other. I know a lot of people like to use Slack and other tools like that. Carbon effectively has that built in where I can bring anybody into a conversation on an email, have a conversation, find a solution, move forward. So Carbon does so much for our business. It would be really difficult if Carbon ceased to exist for us to continue to operate effectively, and we would have to pivot very quickly to find a good alternative to the software. If we're talking communication, there are a few other things that we use. We are on 2 continents. We have an office here in the US, based in California, where I'm in Nevada, but there's only 2 of us in Marin County. Then there's 2 in Sonoma County, 1 in Napa County, 1 in Lake County, 1 in Walla Walla, Washington, and 1 in New Hampshire. And then we have 31 team members in our office in South Africa. We are widely spread, so we do need multiple communication tools to be successful. The South African team specifically use a lot of WhatsApp. So for the non-Americans, you'll know what this is, but it is a chat tool that's pretty secure that you can it's effectively free, and you can talk to people. You can create groups. It's sort of Slack-ish, but you can use it to sort of communicate over the world, and it's on your phone. So it makes life really easy. For general phone calls that I have with the US team, obviously we just jump on a phone call. If I'm talking to the South African team, I have my voice calls with them on Skype. We've been using it since day one, sort of pre-video technology like Zoom or Teams, anything like that. So we've been using it for a long time. We found it pretty successful. Also a quick way if somebody wants to get hold of me, I'm not around, just drop me a message on Skype. But if we have anything sort of over 2 people, and if the video is required, we do use Zoom. Even though we're using Microsoft 365, I've not been that comfortable using Teams. I see there's a lot of benefit in using Teams, especially from like breakouts and chatting and all that type of stuff. But again, Carbon covers so much of that for us. It's not that necessary. So we do use Zoom, and big part of why I'm probably still stuck with it a little bit more is that the general population, and this is sort of why I use Zoom a lot, is to talk to potential clients, is that a lot more people are comfortable with using Zoom than Teams, especially the Apple users. I think Teams sometimes doesn't really work out that well. So Zoom is a sort of primary video conferencing tool, as well as the tool that I've used to speak to any client prospects going forward. From some other stuff, we've got to store our information. We've got to keep our client files. We use Dropbox. We have been using it for a long time. I know there's some more secure systems out there, but we've not had any problems with Dropbox. We've been pretty successful with it so far, and we continue to use it. When I enter out contracts to clients, we are still using DocuSign. I know there's a lot of accounting-specific contract technology out there. I'll probably review them again when I go to QuickBooks Connect this year. Generally felt they're just a little bit too much for what we need. They are all really focused in on fixed fee contracts, which we are not. I mentioned earlier when I spoke about time, we do bill by the hour. So it doesn't quite set up that well for us, and it would take a lot of alterations to make it successful. So just sending out our standardized contract in DocuSign, something people are pretty comfortable with, has still been the best methodology for us. And I continue to use it for NDAs and as well as agreements. And even if we just need a quick document signed for a client to make sure that we can submit something on their behalf, we'll use DocuSign. Great storage portion. I can share it with multiple people at the same time, really, really easily. Those are sort of the day-to-day stuff. There's a couple of other things that I use on a fairly daily to weekly basis. Obviously, I am creating content, doing it right now for our YouTube channel, for Instagram, for my LinkedIn posts. So there are some other things that I do use, which the one, there'll be a thumbnail on this video. Those thumbnails are created in Canva. I'm still pretty amateurish when it comes to it. I definitely rely on templates, and I can probably learn to do a lot more on them, but that's what I use right now, and it seems to be fairly successful. I've used some video tools and some picture tools to sort of make collages and stuff. Nothing super specific. I got some things saved, and that's all been really helpful. But obviously, one of the things that I do a lot is obviously I create content. I write a lot of blog posts as well. So when it gets to that side, I have sort of been using technology for a while. I would say I've been using ChatGPT for about a year now. I'm probably not an early adopter, but probably been around a little bit longer than most. I'm still using sort of the free version. I haven't updated to ChatGPT 4 yet. But I use it very slimly, right? I will say, give me 10 ideas to talk about bookkeeping. They'll give me the ideas. I'll take that idea and I'll start a blog or a piece of LinkedIn content. I use ChatGPT mostly to create ideas or to give me sort of a guideline on what I should be talking about. Additionally, for most of my writing, less for my LinkedIn posts, but more for longer pieces, our weekly newsletter that comes out, that type of stuff, I use Grammarly. I'm also started to use it on more formal, well-written internal emails to my team, is using Grammarly, dropping in my thoughts, and then asking it to look at it for me. English has always been my first language, grew up in an English household, but grammar's never really been my strong point. I still don't really know when a comma needs to go in place. I definitely need help with that. A lot of the times I feel like I've learned getting a little bit better at it, but I sort of write in the negative tone rather than the positive tone. So Grammarly helps me create a more positive approach, a more personal approach, as well as take out some words which is not generally seen as professional. I'm also I learned English, South African English, and now, even though I've been doing it for nearly 10 years, I have to figure out American English, and that is slightly different. And the colloquialisms between it can be a little bit strange. So sometimes I do need some help there. So I use Grammarly pretty extensively, and I've added on any place I am. So basically, I'm using Grammarly 24/7, 365. If I had to put it in synopsis, there are two tools that I use every single day of my life: Carbon and Grammarly. Grammarly makes me better at my job. Carbon gives me the guidance to be able to do my job. So those two, probably the most reliant on them outside of my cell phone. For a day-to-day basis. Those are the tools that I sort of live by. If you're an accounting business owner, you are going to have to make some choices about technology that you're going to use to run your business. There's going to be a ton of technology you need, from email servers through to communication devices, how to keep timesheets, how to store information, what tools are you going to use for writing? Are you going to use AI or not? But I think it's very important for any firm owner to make a big decision on practice management software. It doesn't have to be accounting specific practice management software, but if you've got more than one client, and even with one client, you do need a tool that can help you plan your day, plan your week, plan your month, so that you know what you should be doing in terms of tasks for those clients and making sure that you're getting them done at the right time. You could probably survive with a piece of paper, but as you grow, finding a piece of technology that can partner with you will be important. Like I said, it doesn't have to be accounting specific. You can use something like Asana, but at Protea, we are 39 people on 2 continents in 4 states. We need something that allows us to integrate our whole business, bring our emails in, set our to-do list for the day, be able to communicate seamlessly with each other. For us, we've been using Carbon. I love Carbon. It is a fantastic tool and it allows Protea to be successful. We've been using it for a long time now, and they truly are the best. They're making some moves to improve even further, bringing AI into the information, and it's all truly exciting. But you have to find that partner that works for you. Carbon works for us, and it helps Protea be successful. Next week, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the technology that we use for our clients. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm going to get into QuickBooks Connect in a few weeks, and I will reassess all of these. I'm going to talk about bill pay systems. I'm going to talk about expense management software. I'm going to talk about accounting software. Go to QuickBooks Connect, pretty much in with them. But, we're going to look at different software as we go forward and just share with you what we're using, maybe my thought process, how do I like it, don't I like it, is there something better, maybe, I don't know. And also share with you sort of our new favorite tool, which is our reporting software, which I'm really excited about. We took a lot of time researching who we're going to use, and now we're going head first with them. Great tool, and just really excited about our tech stack in general. There is one within our tech stack that not so happy with, and I'm definitely looking for an alternative at this point. But we'll discuss it next week, and if you have any questions, let me know. Again, if you're running a firm, make sure you identify the technology that you will use to run your business on a day-to-day basis. For me, my number 1 and 2 are Carbon, Grammarly. Carbon keeps me organized and going forward. Grammarly allows me to just be a better writer and communicate in a better way. And there's a bunch of others, There's the list. A lot of stuff on there. Probably can't see it. There we go. Software is going to be important. And one thing I want you to remember always with software is you need to consistently assess whether it's still a good option. Don't just plug and move along. It doesn't work that way. Software changes, options came out, your business changes, and what you need changes. I love Carbon. I still assess it on an annual basis. Is this still the best fit for us? You have to do that process. Excited to talk a little bit more about software next week. Until then,